Sometimes people will ask if I miss my home, right? Because I was born and raised in Newport, New Hampshire. Well, I was born in Claremont, New Hampshire, at the hospital there, which is right next door to Newport, New Hampshire. But all of my life, I lived within, 15, 20 minutes of the Newport, New Hampshire area. So about a year ago when I decided to stay up here, well, my sons and their dad went back home to the hometown area for better opportunities and such, and that's where their dad worked anyway. I stayed up here, not knowing why I was supposed to stay up here. I knew I was supposed to stay up here. I felt very calm about it. I felt God led. Obviously, my life has unfolded very magically, and a lot of things in my life are very divinely led. I feel very connected to God up here. I'm going to church. I am working on my community. I have a job a couple of days a week working for the town. Things are really unfolding, almost like doors of opportunity are opening, and not necessarily in the way of making money. I mean, doors of opportunity to live a peaceful life and to live closer to nature and to live closer to animals and to do some of the things that make sense in this season of life. But that doesn't mean there aren't days where I struggle and I wonder if I should be down in the area with my adult children. But every time I talk with them, they're fine, right? They're like, yeah, you're just 2 hours away. Summer's here. Winter's hard because I can't drive down there in the winter. Although my daughter would probably drive up here in the winter, the brave soul. But it's good. And when I go down there, we have the best time. Once in a while when I leave, I was feeling a little sad. But now that I see my sons and my daughter kind of living their life and they're a little settled, and I'm listening to people that have relatives, adult children that live on the other side of the country from them or in another country, I realize that this is just kind of normal, a normal chapter in your life. Typically, I envisioned my belief system was that the children move away. Typically, the parent doesn't live further away from the home base. So maybe in some ways it's reversed for my belief system, which is why I struggle with it. But the days that I feel nostalgic, and nostalgia creeping in from my hometown, it's just that, a huge part of my life was lived in Newport, New Hampshire area. I've never lived in another state, let alone living 2 hours from everything I've known, right? So yeah, some days are hard. But hard doesn't mean that it was not divinely orchestrated and I'm supposed to be here. So please take pause in your life and remember that it's okay to miss the old. And it's okay to know that you feel these feelings. But you can let them kind of pass through you. They don't have to have some big meaning. I know when I drive back to my hometown, I'm like, whoa, it is very clustered. It feels claustrophobic for me, which is interesting because I grew up there and I never felt that before. But after being up here in the Northeast Kingdom of Vermont, the North Country of New Hampshire, I realized that it's very sparse up here. I live near farmland, and there's not a lot of people up here. There is during different vacation seasons and such. But I just want to remind you, it is okay to miss the old. And when you're creating a new life or a new identity, if you will, you're becoming anew. The old versions of you, little pieces of those, will still pop up. And you can give them some love and let them know that it's okay. Because those old pieces of you where you had to constantly watch the environment and make sure your kids were okay and all these things, you don't have to do it as much anymore. Your kids will be fine because God has his hands on them, if you will. The universe is watching and they're walking their path. And what a blessing it is that you get to watch them walk their path. And that you get the gift of having adult children. No matter how far away they are. Metaphysically, we're all connected. So send some love out there instead of sadness and grief. Send some peace their way because that'll help them trust their path and follow their path a bit easier because you'll be sending that good energy vibes out to them. Okay? So, hopefully you enjoyed my food for thought today. Have a beautiful day.